What's going on, everybody? It's been a long time. I know it has been a long time coming, but so glad to be back. And so today, what I wanted to do was show everybody how you can spice up your chords, or play different chords without necessarily playing different chords. What do I mean? Well, we're gonna see how the same chords that we might play sound with different bass lines. Okay. If I were to put a different bass line to the chord that I'm playing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a B flat chord. How about a B flat dominant 7? So B flat dominant 7 chord will be B flat, D, which would be the 3rd, F, which would be the 5th, and then A flat, which would be the flat 7th. Okay, that'll be the 7th of the chord. But the way I'm going to voice it is I'm going to actually put that 9th in there, which is C. So it's going to actually I'm going to voice it like this. So D is going to be on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to put A flat. All right, there's that B flat tritone. I'm going to play C, and then I'm going to play F on top. Now, with my foot on the foot pedal, I'm going to actually play the B flat, which would make it a root position chord. Why? Because since it is a B flat chord, that is the chord that I'm playing, right? Playing B flat on the bottom, that'll be root position because it would be the root of the chord. So in other words, root would be 1. Okay, so this is the root of the chord. Here's everything. Okay, so that's how a B flat 7 chord would sound, right? If I were to play with B flat in the bass. But let's now try it with the 3rd. So what would the 3rd be? The 3rd would actually be D. So I'm going to play this same chord, right? But I'm going to put D in the bass, which would be the 3rd. Oh, there we go. So how about if I were to put the 5th in the bass? So the 5th would actually be F. So I'm going to play that in the bass. Oh, look at that. So how about playing the flat 7th? Let's see. So just right there, right? I'm playing the same chord, but I actually have 4 different qualities, right? 4 different tensions. So I'm taking the same chord, but because I'm putting a different bass under it, right? So what that does is it would actually make it another inversion. So this would be root position, of course. First inversion, which would be the 3rd in the bass. Second inversion, which would be the 5th in the bass, and of course, 3rd inversion, which would be the 7th in the bass. So now, how would we do this in church context, right? Or how would we apply this in a church service? Well, so what I hear people doing a lot of times, right? So like after a house raising, right? Right? So we have all that. Right? And then it's like, so that whole thing, I took that same thing, right? That same B flat 7 chord, and I put the 5th in the bass. But what I was doing was, I was just going up, chromatically. So in my bass, I was going, but I was taking this same chord, took it up again, half step, took it up half step. Right? Now, when I get to a certain point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, a chord that's actually, part of what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to go straight to the 2. So check it out. Do this movement. 2, 5, back to the 1, right? So I'm taking that. See? So going up to the 2, 5 to the 1. All right. So you can take that and you can apply it so many different places. So now let's do that same thing, but now instead of playing the 5th on the bottom of my of that B flat chord that I'm taking up, right? I'm gonna play the third on the bottom. So after all that, right? No. Right? So, so when I took it down, so when I came down in my volume, right? Instead of doing this, which is the fifth in the bass, I put the third in the bass. So in my bass, I'm going D, E flat, E to the 5, right? Which is F. So took that same chord, took it up a half step, took it up a half step, took it up a half step, then to the 2, to the 5, to the 1. And, and of course I'm just doing this for context purposes. So I might not just go straight to the 2, right? But this is just for contextual purposes. Like, so this whole movement, right? That you can do that, like that could be outside of of everything that you're doing. That could be like, so in jazz we call that slipping, right? So I'm slipping out I'm slipping out real quick, I'm just gonna go everywhere, right? So let me see. Right, and then I'm coming back in the key. So I'm slipping out of the key, then I'm coming back in the key. So that's what all this, right? Right? So that's what you can apply this to right here. So like I said, I took that same B flat chord, but instead of playing the B flat on the bottom, I took the third. Right? 2, 5, 1. Now, how about we take it from the flat 7? So we can do that too. Right? So that's just something that you can do to really enhance your playing, to where it's like you're not necessarily learning these far out chords. No, these aren't far out chords. All it is that same chord, but I'm just playing it with a different bass line. And it's amazing what a different bass line would do, right? That changes the quality, changes the quality of the chord, the texture of the chord. It just changes everything with that simple adjustment right there. Right? So that's just something that'll really help you all out. All right. So that's just something that see what you can come up with. Like I said, you can do that, and you can go anywhere you want. So something like that. Like, you can go anywhere. You can do a whole bunch with that. So that's just a little tidbit right there. So take that and see what you can do with it. All right. Love you all. And till next time.